All right, let's do a little outdoor cooking. We've got a beautiful day for some outdoor cooking here in Minnesota. What we've got today is about a 6-pound pork spare rib. And it's totally thawed. It's ready to get seasoned up. First thing we want to do before we season it is flip it onto its backside, kind of the bone side facing up, and get this membrane off of here. It's kind of a thick membrane, fairly easy to do. Just get a knife between the bone and the membrane and just start prying it up. Eventually you'll have enough to get a grip. There we go. Sometimes it helps with your grip to just use a paper towel or some type of cloth because your fingers get so slippery. Pulling that up. And there we go. Okay, next we want to season this thing. We're going with just kind of a basic rub that I like to use on ribs. Just off the top of my head, this would be 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1 tablespoon onion powder, 1 tablespoon garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of kosher salt, a tablespoon of smoked paprika, a tablespoon of cumin, and 1 teaspoon black pepper, 1 teaspoon white pepper, and finally a teaspoon of cayenne. So what we're going to do is just make sure it's nicely coated. There we go. Give it a flip. I try to keep one hand relatively clean. And flip. And there we go. And once this is coated, I'm just going to wrap it in plastic, put it in the refrigerator, probably put it on a baking sheet and just let it sit in the refrigerator for a couple of hours. I could even let it sit overnight if I was a little more organized and thought ahead. So that's what we'll do next. Is just let that sit. Let the flavors soak in a bit. All right, we're back, and now that this meat has been seasoned and allowed to sit for some time, we've taken our grill. This is strictly a charcoal grill, and we put a bed of coals over on this side. Normally I'd take 1 big water pan and put it underneath there, but I didn't have a big one, so I've got 4 small ones. I put a little water in each one of those pans along with a little apple cider vinegar. I've taken the bone side or membrane side down, and we're just going to let that sit for a good long time. From time to time I am going to spray it with a little apple cider vinegar, just give it some good flavor and keep it nice and moist, and allow that vinegar also to kind of break down the meat, get it nice and tender. So we're going to put the lid down on that. We're going to allow a little bit of air. This is my char griller, by the way. I love it, just kind of like a half barrel type. It's got an air intake there and a nice adjustable air outlet there. We'll just let that sit now and try to keep a temperature around 225, 250, and let it go for a bit, and we'll stoke it up with more charcoals as needed. All right, we've been keeping it kind of low and smoky here for a little over, almost 2.5 hours. And I've been adding some smoke just by taking, I've got some cherry wood chips, and I'm keeping them, seeing some water in a bowl. Every now and then I sprinkle a few in with the charcoals. You can see we got a nice color going on those ribs. Right now, I'd say we're about half done. I'm going to take them off, and we'll give them a wrap. All right, we removed that rack, and I've set it on some foil. We're going to wrap it in foil. And before I put that rack down, I spray the inside of all the foil, and I'll spray the top of the ribs as well. With this apple cider vinegar, again, it helps to break down, get that fall off the bone. And we'll just wrap that up, and I'm going to stick it back on. I've got it the rib side up, or that membrane side up right now. So I've flipped it as I put it on the foil. So we'll get this wrapped up tight, get it back on the grill. Alright, as long as we got some hot charcoals going, we might as well do some potatoes, right? We got some little baby potatoes in this bowl, little baby reds, little baby whites, and we want to get those wrapped up in some foil and set right over those coals. As long as we got hot coals, we might as well make other stuff. So here we go. I'm going to put a little melted butter on those. Take a little olive oil, sprinkle that on there. How about some black pepper? Yep. Some sea salt. And I just picked some rosemary and dice that up. We'll put that in there. Just give it a little mix. Onto the foil it goes. You just want to wrap that into a neat little bundle. That can go right over the coals while the ribs are cooking. Alright, we've had these ribs wrapped in foil on the grill at about 275. It's been about an hour and a half. Let's open them up, take a look inside, see what's going on. Alright, they look like they're getting nice and tender right now. Now what we're going to do a third step. We're actually going to paint these up with a little barbecue sauce. Take your favorite barbecue sauce. I'm going to get this bone side or this membrane side painted first. I'm going to flip that over so the meat side is up and put it right back on the grill. Bring up the heat for just a little bit and finish them off that way. And there they are, painted up with barbecue sauce and sitting on the grill. We're going to close that lid and let it cook for just a bit more. We've covered our ribs with some barbecue sauce, and we've let that sit over some relatively high heat, maybe 300 degrees, for about another 30 minutes or so. Let's see if we did any good. We got something we can eat here tonight? Well, let's find out. Yeah, I would say beautiful color. These ribs are going to taste good. We've got some green beans going. We got the potatoes. We're going to take off the grill. We're going to have some fresh cut garden tomatoes we picked today. We're going to have a heck of a meal here. So thanks so much for watching tonight, and remember, get out and enjoy the great outdoors. There's no better cooking than outdoor cooking. We'll see you again real soon.